Hey DC Collectors, welcome back to a brand new episode of the show. Today we are taking a look at the DC Universe Infinite Heroes Lexcorp 3-pack from Mattel. Now, if you're not familiar with this series, this was Mattel's answer to the 3 3/4 inch scale action figure needs of the collector community, and by all means, it started off with a bang. In 2008, they released a whole pile of these, I think 40 some odd figures, most of them single carded, but there were several 3-packs, and they really took off. Now, it was limited by a few issues, and we might be able to get into some of that, but we'll do that a little bit later. So let's start by taking a look at the packaging. As you can see, just a nice image of the front of the box gives you that DC Universe Infinite Heroes logo, a look at the 3 figures that you're getting in this pack, which is Lex Luthor and 2 Lexcorp Troopers, because everybody wants to army build. Back of the package gives you a little bit of bio about each of these troopers and Lex Luthor, as well as a look at some of the other 3-packs in this particular line. Interesting, you get 2 Titans with Captain Boomerang, hard traveling heroes little group there, and Hawkman and some Thanagarian warriors. Again, Mattel went all out for this set. Left side, right side, top, and the bottom. With a look at the packaging out of the way, let's break these guys open. And of course, let's play. Here are the figures out of the packaging. As you can see, you get Lex Luthor and 2 Lexcorp Troopers. So starting off, we'll take a look at the Trooper first. He's just a generic Trooper, and they are both the same blonde-headed dude. But you can see, you know, this is similar to Lex Luthor's power suit. It's just the Trooper guy is wearing it. Now, as far as articulation goes on these particular figures, there's not a lot in the way of that. Of course, you do have head swivel all the way around, but because of the armor piece, you can't turn it all the way around. Arms rotate all the way around. They do move up and down that way. They also have one bend, as you can see, not a lot, and when they do stretch them out, they're just kind of awkward because they kind of stick out like he's fixing to do a cheer. Go Lex! He does turn at the waist. He can kick about that high because of this crotch piece. He can't kick really high at all. He does have a knee bend, one knee bend, so he does have, you know, a little bit of range of motion. Not as much as a normal figure because of the bulky armor here. And as you can see, when I bring both of them side by side, they are exactly the same figure. This is pretty much a troop builder, and you just get 2 to start off your troop building horde. Now, taking a look at Lex Luthor, you can see there's going to be a little bit more mobility with this guy, and he doesn't suffer from the ginormous hands. I mean, he does kind of have some ginormous hands, but the very first figures that were released in this line had huge hands and feet compared to the rest of the body, which sort of made them look wonky. They kind of fixed that over time, but it was a little too late, and the line ultimately failed. But as far as articulation on this guy, you're going to see he has more. He can actually turn his head all the way around, lift his arms about that high. He does have the one bend here, which is pretty nice, and he doesn't look so awkward when he straightens those out. Of course, he can turn all the way around at the waist. He can kick a little bit higher than the other guy, but he still has these little pouches on his side that kind of keep his legs from kicking up all that much. He has the one bend at the knee, and honestly, I think the Trooper has a better knee bend than Lex Luthor. To kind of give you a little bit of a scale perspective, we're going to bring in this Super 7 3 3/4 inch Dracula, Ben Master Aquaman, and that actually looks pretty decent. Well, he's a little bit thicker, a little bit bulkier than the Infinite Heroes figures. And here's a 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figure, which rises above everybody in this list, which is kind of weird because this is a 3 3/4 inch scale line of figures, supposedly. As you can see, these were really nice action figures, and I wish this line would have continued on well past what it did, especially after they started fixing some of the nagging issues that was with the first wave of action figures. So there you have it, the Infinite Heroes Lex Luthor and Lexcorp Trooper 3-pack. Let me know in the comments below if you bought any of these Infinite Heroes figures. What do you think of them? Do you have any issues with them, you know, now that maybe that we didn't see back then? I know a lot of people are having plastic issues with these, like the plastic just disintegrating, turning white, like some of the figures are turning white. Even so, with the DC Universe Classics figures are having some of those issues as well. I think it was just the plastic that was used back then with those particular figures from Mattel. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you'd like to see these retro reviews, not just the McFarlane stuff that I review, but just the retro reviews, the older figures still in box, and you can get a nice look at the box and the loose figures. If you like looking at that, please hit that like button, that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. Check me out at DCCollectors.com each and every day for the latest DC Comics toy news and maybe even DC Comics news. Check out my Instagram page at DC_collectors. And that's it for this episode. As always, God bless.